I'd say she started pretty quick. It's a good little car, except it was raining a few days ago and she's just a little bit dirty, and she will be washed, yes. This here is a gear shift, in case you were wondering. It's got a like umbrella shaped handle, if you can get it, if you know what I mean. Down there is the handbrake actually. This car is equipped with stereo, but personally I don't like listening to the music in this car because I prefer to listening to the engine itself. Back side is pretty comfortable and roomy as well. It's got plenty of space inside. The roof, as you can see, it's got a canvas roof which can actually be opened. For example, I'm gonna open just the front part for the moment. One moment. And there you go, see? You get yourself a convertible in a few seconds. The weather is slightly cloudy today. I don't want to catch a rain inside. So yeah, we're gonna put this into a lock mode and get it locked. Okay, so what drove me to this car, you might wonder. Well, I've always been a fan of classic cars, but in the area where I live, they're usually way overpriced. Overpriced the value. Even the rusted ones have always been like overpriced. And then I found about the existence of the 2CV, the Citroen Deux Chevaux, Vapeur in French, and I just decided that I want this car. It was still affordable at the time, although nowadays they have become quite collectibles, and their prices have just risen as well, just like every normal classic car. What I love this car is that it has that look of the 1920s, even though it can easily measure up with some of the modern vehicles today. Of course, I'm not talking about the high-end cars, but normal cars that you would drive every day. My car is completely original. It hasn't been tuned up or anything, and I intend to keep her that way. Let's take a look at outside a little bit. See this? Nice and original. Car is nice and original. I keep her in my garage. It's got a few little dirty spots, that's all. It was raining, like I said, the other day. And of course, this is my daily driver. Let's just take a look at the engine. Still runs. After all those years, it still runs, the original engine. Like I said, this is a 1973 model. The 1973 units came with this badge here on the bonnet, and this, and of course, they also had this three-type grill. How you call this? They had this type of grill, aluminum grill. The headlights, I had to replace them and bought them salvaged as a second-hand unit because the new ones aren't just available at my country. So I bought this in abroad, and I paid shipping taxes, import taxes, everything regarding to that. But they are original 2CV lights. They're not reproduction. They're not from some other car or something like that. Small windshield wipers, as you can see, but they're enough to cover up the entire front windshield of the car. So it is. Canvas roof. It's not hard roof, it's a canvas roof, and that roof actually extends all the way to the back, including the rear rear window of the car. It's actually integrated into the canvas, and that's why this is the main feature of the car, this car, that I love it. It's minimalistic and yet fun to have, fun to drive. It doesn't spend too much fuel, but in this time of petrol crisis, as I would call it, when they overprice everything, this car can still be used as a daily driver. It spends about 4 liters on 100 kilometers, so that's very, very economic. But also, if in case there's like a serious law requirements, you can still convert this car into electronic propulsion, which can be done by a specialized shop, one of which I found them in the UK. It's just too far for me to go at this point, because I live in the east of Europe. Look at this, beautiful. This beautiful car. Back in those days, they knew how to make cars, because I don't know, just the car designers actually did their jobs better than today. Today they are all plastic and they all look the same, and they spend like the almost equal amount of fuel. There's no like uniqueness about cars today. But this car comes from the era where every car was pretty much unique, and I don't know why. It's just like that, because every 2CV, even the 2CVs among each other, they're not the same. There are no two equal 2CVs. These cars have personality, and they have like look, even though they might look similar, they're just not the same car. And even if you own like several of these 2CVs, there will never be two alike. No two equals, no two of them will be the same. And that's the beauty about this car. I don't know, every car is just unique. It has personality of this car, and that their mudguard over there needs to be replaced, and I'm trying to get the original one instead of a reproduction. But she will be replaced as soon as I find one available. But other than that, this car is just great. That's basically the only issues that there are. But that's also expendable material. See, on this side, the mudguard on this side is actually very good condition, and even though it's the original one from 1973, the windows actually are held onto this hinge. You can actually open this window. I'll show you. You release this window handle over here, and that's the feature of this car. See this? And here you go. The window stays like that, locked. This is how you can actually even drive it. This is the beauty of this car. There's no fancy electronics. There's no expensive computers for you to fix. Everything is mechanically. Everything is done by hand. And then you actually drive the car. The car doesn't drive you. Look at these curves. Look at these curves. Beauty. Beauty. Curves on the car. I love this car. Look at it. Of course, the seats have been reupholstered when the restoration was done, and that's pretty much it of this car. Yeah, here, look at the comparison there. The Fiat Punto, all plastic and I don't know, like shapeless, ugly. I don't know how to call it anymore. I won't turn my head on the street for that thing. Never in my life. But when I see a 2CV, though, it makes me smile. Look at this beauty. I have to cut this video short now because it started raining, and I was planning to wash this car, and now I cannot because of the rain. Weather is not very cooperative today, so I guess I'll just wash this car another day. It's not cold outside or anything, but it's just rainy. Oh well, this will give me a chance to show you the windshield wipers, I guess, which are activated actually here. Here you can activate the pump, for example. See this? Squirting pump for the unit. And here you can just activate the windshield wipers, which actually do their job fine. This. And that's it, they're off now. Everything is carries. I mean, here for example is the ashtray, and now this one is pretty clean because I don't smoke, but therefore I can use it, for example, for putting inside like keys or something, or if I need something small that it needs to be in, let's say, kept well inside, I can put this here or here instead. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You got this bottom here shelf, which I use it for actually to put things that are related to this car. And yes, that is a cross. It's been sanctified because I'm Christian. Anyway, here it is. That's pretty much it. Yeah, this part here is also has basically shipped off, but basically for a 40-year-old car it has withstood very great. I have actually two options for this. I can actually find the missing piece. I do have the missing piece, and I can put them back together, you know, fix them. But I've actually ordered a new unit, a new panel I've ordered, which I will actually replace this panel. I already found the new panel and I will use it. I will install it, the new panel, in this car. Parts basically in my country are very scarce in this place because I know some economic boundaries or import, huge import taxes that we have here. And yes, somebody will say, well, you can buy this part in the 2CV club or something like that. And trust me, I tried, but most of the 2CV clubs that I am into either do not want to share the parts, or do not want to sell, or won't ship to my country for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why is that. Oh, let's turn on the wipers again. It's not like I'm lacking money or cash or anything for this car, but it's just something, I don't know why. They just do not want to ship parts into my country. The only way would be, like, for example, if somebody from that country comes to this country and I give him the cash for it. You know how that goes. Like, give him in life. Okay, let's put her back in the garage. Look at this. And now she's in reverse. We release the handbrake and slowly. Let's go backward. Okay. Go into neutral. Handbrake. And that should be pretty much it. The ignition is over here on this side. Just put like this in the first gear, and I think we're done.